Hi, I'm Tom Henricksen from the Scrum Master Summit, and welcome to our Community Promoter Spotlight, where we feature community organizations that help you be an awesome Scrum Master. Today we have with us Frederik from Agile Belgium. Frederik, introduce yourself and your community to the people here at the Scrum Master Summit.
Yeah, thank you, Tom, for having me. So my name is Frederik Vannieuwenhuyse. I'm living in Belgium. I've been Scrum Master for quite some years nowadays. I coach Scrum Masters, Scrum teams. And yeah, I've been since 2015, I think I've been quite actively organizing and hosting events and meetups here in Belgium, of course, together with other great people in the community. And one of the things I've been doing is meetups on the Agile Belgium. I hosted a lot of in-person meetups, lately also, of course, online events. But moreover, in Belgium here, and together with colleagues in the Netherlands, we're hosting also conferences. So part of that is the XP Days Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg conference that we have. And lately also part where I'm active involved in is the Agile Consortium, where we're hosting events and conferences.
So you're really involved there, Frederik. So to start us off, Frederik, tell us what is the story behind Agile Belgium and what triggered that you to dedicate all this time to help out with the community?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the history of Agile Belgium, that's actually also way before me. So I need to express my gratitude to certainly to the predecessors. I think, I'm not really sure, but I think the Agile Belgium meetups exist for more than 10 years, maybe up to 15 years.
Wow.
Because it actually all started with, I also mentioned, is the XP Days Benelux conference. I think one of the first editions there in Netherlands or in Belgium was in 2004 or 5, so or something like this. I know by heart, so it has a very long history. But in 2014, 2015, I made that kind of conscious decision. Oh, I want to contribute and learn. Because I really discovered that the meetup was for me a place, an opportunity to experiment, to try out things, to learn, and just to create space with others. Yeah, to do interesting stuff, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so important, isn't it, to kind of learn ourselves, but then share that with others and then learn from other people's learning as well, isn't it, Frederik?
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah.
So tell us about what activities you organize that aim to support Scrum Masters.
Yeah, for Scrum Masters, well, if you look at the Scrum Master role, it's a multidisciplinary role. It's like supporting the team. It involves facilitating, coaching, and I really look at how can a Scrum Master be a coach for the team. Yeah, and there I've been exploring multiple things. For example, one of the topics I've been busy with the last couple of years are facilitation techniques. So I hosted a number of meetups and sessions to learn about liberating structures, which are a facilitation technique. Then I did initiated some sessions on things around leadership. I invited some people, a colleague here, friend colleague, who's close to, her name is Soledad Pinter, who is close to Alistair Coburn with the Heart of Agile. So invited her once to talk about that. I think one of the last in-person events that's still possible, we had Jürgen Appelo over to talk about his latest developments and things that he's offering. So yeah, it's really like trying to both create something, initiate something myself, but also invite people who can share something interesting for Scrum Masters and coaches.
Yeah, that's important. As you mentioned, there's a lot of skills involved in that Scrum Master role, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And also at the company where I work at the moment, great place is that we are focusing especially on the Scrum Master role, so that they can have, we're trying to develop a kind of learning track to really develop as a team coach. That's what I think is really needed. Needed.
Yeah, that's great to kind of create a little track then to focus on that role, because I think, as you probably noticed too, Frederik, and I'm glad Vasco created this event, because sometimes I think that Scrum Master role gets overlooked, but it's so critical for so many teams.
Correctly, yeah. I mean, the Agile team as the cornerstone, the building block, the basic entity of an Agile organization. To really invest in those teams and invest in Scrum Masters that they can leverage the team, and they can. That Scrum Master can also once that they have that they have their team up and running. And I mean, there are always opportunities to improve, but they can also look at the broader scope, like how is it working out when multiple teams are working together? What kind of system is in place around teams, and that Scrum Master can also look at those things. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you need somebody on that team level looking at, as you mentioned, what's going on within the team, and then what are the forces, interacting. Maybe there's somebody, maybe it's a manager somewhere, or somebody trying to get involved or thinking they're helping, but maybe the Scrum Master can see what type of effect they're having on it, can't they?
Absolutely, and that's somehow as a Scrum Master, your focus can also shift. Your focus can also shift first, like inward the team, and then outward the team, and then there are these things that maybe as if you're new to the role of Scrum Master or just starting, that you never thought of, that it can actually influence or impact the productivity or the performance of your team, and the way that incentives are done, or HR policies, or still kind of the way that decisions are being made more on a project or program level. Yeah, all those kind of things are definitely also in the scope of a Scrum Master job to look at. Yeah.
Well, lots in the purview. So, Frederik, what is one word of advice that you would like to leave the Scrum Masters with?
Keep on learning, invest in yourself, go to community events, join conferences.
Yes. It's a continual process, isn't it, Frederik?
Yeah, once that you kind of have discovered what Agile is about, and not only the practices and the frameworks, but what's behind it. And then you understand how it can also impact yourself, and to kind of be more of lead by example, I'd say. You also need to first develop yourself personally and professionally, and that kind of intertwines, kind of mingles. Then I would say keep on learning, connect with your peers, and learn by experimenting.
Yes. Good advice. Thank you so much, Frederik.
You're welcome. Thank you.
On behalf of Frederik, I am Tom Henricksen for the Scrum Master Summit.